The Nigeria Export Promotion Council is an agency of government saddled with the responsibility of promoting, recording and monitoring of export trade in the country, particularly the non-oil export products. In Ogun State, the council began operations in the year 2017 and since then have been providing an ambience of prosperity for exporters towards achieving self-sufficiency in products they have comparative advantage over. Mrs. Francisca Odega is the State Coordinator for Nigeria Export Promotion Council, Ogun State Coordinating Office, and she spoke on the mandate of the council in the state.
Nigerian Export Promotion Council, as the name suggests, is a federal government agency, the apex institution for the promotion of the non-oil export products. And we are developmental, so to say. We diversify and we encourage people whatsoever that is being produced locally within Nigeria and here, so that we can package and then sell across Nigerian frontiers. Not just only products, also services. Whatever service you can render, we teach you how to package yourself. Packaging is the word. Well packaged. And then we teach you about the documentation aspect, because anything you sell here is done locally. We call it internal trade. Where anything sold outside is called international trade. So export is an arm of international trade. The documented aspect. We have other aspects of international trade. We have the non-formal trade. We have the informal trade. For anyone that is documented is called export. So that is the one we promote. So for us to grow home, to grow things here in Nigeria and leave it here is not the best, because we have already made buyers, target buyers that are all over the world. And our vision is to make the world a marketplace for Nigerian products. So how do we go about it? We have the 4-pronged rules that we perform. The first one is promotional activities like we do, telling you what we have within, telling you the potential outside market where you can sell it. Then we have what they call facilitating. How do we facilitate? We make the trade simple. We simplify the trade processes. We teach you the rudiments, how you can get it right in your intending importing country. And then we also do what we call incentives. We incentivize our exporters. What is incentive? We motivate you. We have pre-export incentive that is tailored before the export marketing transaction to enable you get the acceptable standard. That is, we have EDF, Export Development Fund. That is the angle through which we incentivize people. Then we have the post-export incentive. We call that one Export Expansion Grant. And we don't even also add there. We also advocate in making policies that will favor exporters. We have other sister agencies we work with, we collaborate with them to help make Nigerian product acceptable internationally.
Odega enumerated the major achievement of the agency since inception.
Our achievements are in fact numerous. As of last year, the total exporters we have is about 2,000 plus. I can't give you the exact figure now. But as at previously, we were just scratching. But we've been able to harmonize. We've been able to develop potential exporters, and now some of them have become real active exporters. And then there are some areas where we notice that there are some products that are huge within the locality in Ogun State here. We've been able to point those areas and even go to what we call doorstep export promotion activity, because our also products, we have cassava, we have cashew. So we've identified the companies that are here domiciled in Ogun State that have those products. We've gone to them. We don't wait for them to come. That's why we call it doorstep export promotion activities. And we also do grassroots. We visited the Mashail. We visited the Ogun Central District. In fact, the 3 senatorial districts in Ogun State, we visited all of them, picking each product that suits them. Those in the cashew value chain, we've given them quality cashew seedlings. Those in cassava value chain, do the same thing. Why are we doing all this? To upscale their production base, so that both the volume and the value of export will be multiplied. For Ogun State, currently boasts of the highest cassava value chain exporters in Nigeria. Ogun State, yes. Not just only that, even in the cashew as well too.
One of the relevant stakeholders of Nigeria Export Promotion Council in the state is the State Committee on Export Promotion (SEEP), which is a veritable tool to promote non-oil products at the grassroots. Odega rolled out the functions of the committee.
Also, we have SCEP. What do I mean by SCEP? State Committee on Export Promotion Activity. This SCEP was a brainchild of the Nigerian government, and I think is a model that was adopted that is aimed at empowering states and their communities towards achieving self-sufficiency and sustainable export growth at the grassroots level. At the grassroots, mark that word. So we identify some product that you have comparative advantage on. When we notice that this comparative advantage is domiciled in your particular location, we now tend to help you groom those products. That's the developmental function of NAPC. As the products are now being developed, they become what? Internationally acceptable. Once that is achieved, we ensure that we can form clusters. That's another form of our activity in SCEP. We form clusters and then make them to form a cooperative, because your product may not be enough. Export deals in volume. So when you now collapse that, it's a kind of EPV, Export Promotion Village, but that's not the name now. We call this one OLOP, one local government, one product. It's another subset of OSOP. Do you get it now? The whole thing is developing. Then we now aggregate. That's another function of SCEP. It's a subcommittee that does that aggregation. Then we have another subcommittee that does the logistics and the marketing aspect of those products. So we are now transcending from having a comparative advantage to what we call competitive advantage.
The coordinator explained that the council will be leveraging on the agro-cargo international airport and the agro-processing zone by providing a domestic warehouse in the state.
We have prepared a cluster. In fact, we are prepared. That's the word I want to use. We are prepared. We did a 5 days training, hands-on training on how to exploit when it takes off the cargo airport. We trained a group of over 50 farmers on how to get it right from the farm gates. Those farmers we train now on how to cultivate vegetables, shoko, and all the others, vegetable like bitter leaf, water leaf, and all the normal vegetable we eat in Nigeria here, pepper and so on. They can cash in as they are cultivating it this evening or this morning, depending on the timing of their cargo. The airport is not too far from here. As early as possible in the next 24 hours, they are in any market, anywhere, sitting on any shelf of any supermarket of their choice, in African shops, in diaspora, UK, America, and so on, Europe. So we are prepared. That training was structured to be a kind of a center ready to cash in on that cargo once they take off. Then the other special zone that we are talking about, we want to promote this due concept. Like I said earlier, due concept, that special economic zone is where we can domicile that due center. Due, as I said, domestic export warehouse. We make it there. All the exporters within our Ogun State, some of them going to Lagos, they can use that center with all the government agencies that are going to document their products or their wares. All of them in one single workshop. They call it one-stop shop. NEPC will do our own. Now that they do their own. If it's NACS, if it's a Federal Produce Inspection, if it's a SON, all of us will be in one place. Once everything is certified, the good will be sealed and they move straight to the destination where they are going to be cargoed to their port of import.
Dr. Olu Ola Aikulola, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Investment, is a member of the State Committee on Export Promotion Council, and he gave an overview of the council.
Nigerian Export Promotion Council is one of those critical agencies under the federal government of Nigeria. They also have their presence in different parts of the country, I mean states. And fortunately for us, we have them in Ogun State. The office is located in this block B of the State Secretariat. And we have an ongoing relationship because they are here to promote exports in Ogun State. And justifiably so, they are working with Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. I must also quickly mention that both myself and the Commissioner were members of the State Committee on Export Promotion. By the grace of God, I've been acting as a chairman for some time now. And so in a snappy manner, what they do is to organize training programs, identify export opportunities, and develop those export opportunities, plus including training farmers on how to make their products exportable, and all the ancillary services that are available, including grants and loans that can help potential exporters, whether in local fabric like Adire Kampala, whether in agric like I mentioned the other time, whether in leather works, in crafts, and so many things like that. And since I started working with them, there have been quite a number of very impactful, very fruitful training packages that they have organized. And I'm glad to say that we are beginning to see the results now, because a number of those that we trained are now exporting their product.
Aikulola spoke on the achievements of the council, which is already adding value to production being exported in the state.
What they are doing, when we want to talk about their major achievement, should be related to their core mandate. And I mentioned that their core mandate is to ensure that we have people taking advantage of the export opportunities that we have, and that they are doing creditably well. And I think I've mentioned people that were taken from obscurity, maybe farmers, for instance, Itato, they were just exporting the products. For instance, you are a farmer in cassava, and you just make your cassava and export raw cassava or cassava flakes. But it has gotten to a level that they are now adding value to their products. For instance, if you are a cassava farmer, you can turn it into industrial starch. You can turn it into so many other things.
He explained that Ogun has become the industrial hub of the country, especially with the construction of the Abeokuta International Airport and the agro-processing zone.
Ogun State is gradually becoming an industrial hub. I take exception to that. Ogun State is already the industrial hub of Nigeria, if not in West Africa, because we have the highest number of potentially big corporates in Ogun State, and we are still counting. Almost every week, new and highly potential corporates are relocating from different parts of the country and the world to Ogun State. And if you need some statistics, you can check with Ogun State Investment Promotion and Facilitation Agency. You can also check Bureau of Land, where they buy land. You can check with the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. So Ogun State is doing very well. I must seriously salute the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Abeokuta. He has done so much to put Ogun State on the pedestal of irreversible industrial growth and development. Look at the Agro Airport, for instance. But not too far from Agro Airport, we also have Special Agri Processing Zone, SAPZ. The intention is that all those who are deliberate and intentional about developing agricultural products can be situated very close to the Agro Airport, so that as soon as you are done, you move your goods to the airport and off you go. Before you know it, you are in the other country. So I was addressing some potential exporters the other time. I said, if you are serious about it, you can be done with your product today, and by the next day, your fresh vegetables will be on shelves in Europe, in America, in UK, and all the other places.
Aikulola says that the council has recorded some feats in their direct production for exports.
I think I've lost count of how many training packages, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, in collaboration with State Committee on Export Promotion, have actually organized for traditional adire producers. There were quite a number that were even organized at Olumorok. I attended like 2, and they were talking to them in Yoruba language. Talking about the quality of dye, the quality of clothes, how to make the fabric to be enduring, to make it attractive, how to get loan, and they have also situated people that can provide ancillary service like banks when they are organizing this kind of program to be able to assist the local producers.
Kainde Jokotoye is the program director of Cassava Revolution in Ogun State, and she spoke about the involvement of the revolution with the Nigeria Export Promotion Council.
Cassava Revolution program is actually involved with revolutionizing cassava production and utilization in Ogun State. And the Nigeria Export Promotion Council, with their mandate of having a one state, one crop is a program, and they have chosen cassava as one of the crop they are focusing on. So that is where we have come into partnering with Nigeria Export Promotion Council.
She enumerated some of the effort made so far at assisting farmers to make the cassava products marketable in the international market.
Most farmers, of course, we encourage them to plant more, and we also train them on how to do their different operations on the farm. But the most important aspect of cassava production and cassava as a whole is the processing, and this is where Nigeria Export Promotion Council this is where they come in, because they facilitate different trainings for our cassava processors. You see, some cassava farmers are also processors, but to a large extent, you see, we have cassava processors with their different products that NEPC has assisted even to promote. Let me say promote, because the training that they had with us the other time, it was for processors, and it was on how they can actually package their product to attract higher premium. You see, and especially when we look at exporting this product, you know, they need to follow some guidelines, some conditions, so that it will be acceptable in the export market.
The farmers, as major stakeholders in the export business, are not left out, as the chairperson of Farmers Association, Ogun State, Al-Aja Ganiyat Kushimo, explained the association's involvement with the Nigeria Export Promotion Council.
The involvement that we have with them, they train our farmers to be successful, and we cannot even part with them no more, because always they normally train us with many type of commodity. Unlike shea butter, they do train us on it, cassava, anything they know farmers are doing.
She says the association has been trained on the production of different products for exportation.
We have many commodities that involve Nigeria Export Promotion Council, even including the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. Yes. Unlike cashew, they do cashew, they do snail, they do vegetable, including tomato. So we have many commodities that they train us on, which we cannot even mention of. We have many commodities that they trained on us. Okay, unlike the shea butter too, they do it and they have been exporting it glory be to God. So many things they trained us, and the farmers are so happy.
The Nigeria Export Promotion Council, Ogun, has recorded some achievements. Odega tells the success story.
The success is there to see. Seeing is believing. Like I told you, exporters in Ogun State, they have grown, in fact, exponentially. The growth has been so much as at August last year, they were about 350. But as at December, multiply effect, they were over 2,000. Isn't that marvelous? So that is one. Two, the ones that are dominating the cassava, like I will keep on bringing it down to our also product. Green Tech is doing well. We have to visit them to prepare them for the export market because already they are doing very well in Nigeria. We have, let me refer to their name, this Premium Cassava Product Limited too. They are doing very well. Irede Agro Allied Product, they are doing very well. These are all Ogun State-based exporters. So their volume have been enhanced and the value of income generated, I don't have access to that. But what does it translate to? It translates to the economic growth of Ogun State. Not just that, the internally generated revenue is also increased. Not just that, peace, job generation, and above all, they gain expertise, specialization. So our growth is all round. Our impact is all round.
The era of total dependence on oil has ended in Nigeria. The survival of the nation now depends on non-oil export products. Therefore, all hands must be on deck to ensure that we diversify the nation's economy through the exportation of non-oil products. The slogan, "Export for Survival," must be jealously guided for this to happen. The Ogun State government is leaving no stone unturned as efforts have been geared towards making Ogun a hub for investors and exporters alike through massive infrastructural development. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣe gbogbo wa ni.